Morning everyone. Today I will discuss with you chapter number 3, tissue, plant and animal tissue. And today's topic is animal tissue. Animal tissue further classified into 4 categories. First, epithelial tissue. Second, connective tissue. Third, muscular tissue. Fourth, neural tissue. The very first, I will explain you epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue contains thin, protective, continuous sheets of cells that covers the whole surface of body as well as body cavity and lines the internal delicate organs like kidney, eyes, heart, etc. It is further subcategorized into various categories. The first one, squamous epithelium, stratified epithelium, cuboidal epithelium and columnar epithelium. Squamous epithelium consists of flat cells. Their appearance is just like flat, like a plate. It is generally located inside the lining of mouth, nose, blood vessels and lymph vessels. Its main function is to provide the protection to these parts. Here you can see the categories of different epithelial cell. The first one, squamous epithelial. Second one, stratified epithelial cell. Third one, cuboidal. Fourth, columnar. And the last one, ciliated columnar epithelium. Stratified epithelium. Here, the main term strata. Strata means layer. It generally consists of layers of different epithelial cells which are piled up together at one place. It is generally located in the skin and inside the cornea. Its main function, again, that is same, protection. Cuboidal epithelium. Cuboidal epithelium cells are just like cube. It is generally located in the kidney tubules as well as inside the glandular ducts. For example, salivary duct and pancreatic duct. Its main function to secrete certain kinds of chemicals as well as enzymes. Columnar epithelium. Columnar epithelium cells are generally like column or pillar. They look like brick. Cells of columnar epithelium taller in size. They are generally located in the lining of stomach as well as in intestine. Main function of columnar epithelium are secretions and movement. Further, columnar epithelium is subdivided into 2 categories. First one is ciliated columnar epithelium and second one glandular epithelium. Ciliated columnar epithelium, as the name suggests, consists cilia at its free end. Cilia, they are nothing else, just extension of protoplasmic projections. They are like thread-like structure. They are located in the lining of trachea, that is windpipe, and it helps in the movement of materials which enter in the certain region. Glandular epithelium, generally located in the lining of stomach as well as in the intestine. It also provides movement to certain kind of material those entered in this region. Glandular epithelium contains cells somewhat folded to form compact, hollow or tubular glands. That's why the name is glandular epithelium. Just have a look on the diagrams of various kinds of epithelium. The very first, squamous epithelium, cells are just flat. Second one, stratified epithelium, cells are arranged in layers. Third one, cuboidal epithelium, cells are just like cuboid, cube shape. And the next one, columnar epithelium. Columnar epithelium cells are arranged just like column or pillar. And the last one, ciliated columnar epithelium. At its free end, cilia are present. Second main type is connective tissue. Connective tissue acts as binding agent as it binds one tissue to another as well as to the organs. It keeps the tissue and the organ at its proper place. Further, connective tissue classified into three main categories. The very first, connective tissue proper. Second one, supportive connective tissue. And the third one, fluid connective tissue. Connective tissue proper, as the name suggests, connective. Connective means connect, join. It acts as a binding or packaging agent for the organs. Further, it is categorized into three categories. The very first is areolar tissue, second one adipose tissue, and the third one fibrous connective tissue. Areolar tissue is present below the skin. It is generally elastic in nature, just like a rubber band. It helps to withstand with the pulling strain in the skin. Adipose tissue, it is also known as fatty cells. It is located under the skin, eye and around kidney, etc. It acts as an insulating material against heat. It helps to retain the body heat. Fibrous connective tissue, they are generally elongated cell, just like fibers, thread. Further, they form tendon and ligament. Tendon, a group of tissue which join muscle to muscle, and ligaments, group of tissue which help to join muscle to bone. Supportive connective tissue, they are going to support inside the body parts. Supportive connective tissue further categorized into cartilage and bone. Cartilage is non-porous tissue. It contains no blood vessels as well as no nerves. It generally consists of semi-transparent and elastic cell. It is located generally in the ear, nose, trachea, bronchial tube, etc. Bones are porous in nature. They consist of cells just like osteoblast, osteocyte and osteoclast, the bone forming material, as well as inorganic salts. And the last one, fluid connective tissue. Fluid stands for term liquid. And here two fluids in our body which circulates, that is blood and lymph. Blood further composed of plasma, RBCs, WBC, blood platelets, and lymph. When from the blood, RBCs as well as blood platelets are removed, then whatever the content left, that is plasma and WBCs, known as lymph. Both are fluid, both are circulating in the body parts and help in transportation as well as immunity.